Alright, so I noticed that the water inlet, the gasketing or the caulking around here there was an opening in there, so I was concerned that water would get in there. So I wanted to take this apart so I could re-caulk this. And as I took this out, they only had half of a gasket on here. So even if the top of this failed, water could still get in because there wasn't any type of gasket protection. And if you take a look at this gasket, you can see that there was another half to it that was torn off, and where that is, it's not anywhere on here. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some gasket, I'm going to go around and I'm going to put the gasket around here, set it in place, and then re-caulk that. Not sure what the other ones look like. Maybe I'll take a look at that another time, but it's very frustrating. It's a brand new trailer, well, a year old, but if it's coming from the factory like this, you might want to think about looking at yours to see if it has that same kind of problem. Alright, so what I did was I worked the gasket all the way around, and I had to shrink it up so the edge that I cut that's a little bit jagged is towards the inside, so you have the nice smooth on the outside. And then once we get down to the bottom, we're gonna line it up and cut it. And you always want to keep the seam on the bottom, that way if any water comes in, it'll come down and can drip out the weep hole at the bottom. And when you put the gasket on, you want to make sure that you don't pull it tight or anything. You want it to be nice and relaxed as you're putting it in. That way it's not going to try and resort back to its previous position. So now we'll be able to, and I'll probably have to punch some holes in the gasket in here so when I go to screw it in, it doesn't tear the gasketing up. But now we'll be able to put that in and tighten it up, and then I'll lay a nice bead around there, and this should be secured much better than it was before.